In this video, I'm going to show you how I take these basic builder grade stock cabinets and flip them into flipping gorgeous, high-end, very expensive looking custom cabinetry. Alright, so I just picked these up from our local big box hardware store, and this isn't as heavy as you think. I'm using 3 different sizes. I will link all of those below so you know exactly what I used for my space. So this is one of the medium-sized ones. Okay, let's take it inside. Here's what I'm going to try to do. These are my existing kitchen cabinets. They are very expensive Thomasville cabinets. They're heavy, they're made out of pure maple, but we're building out a butler's pantry, and instead of spending thousands of dollars on the cabinets for that, I'm going to see if I can make these look like my Thomasville ones. They're unfinished beech cabinets. They're a little bit lighter than these heavy ones, but again, I'm using these for a butler's pantry. I don't want to spend thousands of dollars. They have shelving that will go in, but here's something that you might notice. These are actually upper cabinets that I'm going to be using on the floor. It's a very narrow space, so look, they're not deep at all. The traditional lower base cabinets would be way too big for the space. So here's a little hack. You can use upper wall cabinets as base cabinets. That's exactly what we're going to do. Here's how I'm going to achieve the look of my existing cabinets. They have a glaze on them. This is usually a very kind of upsell technique when you order cabinets. You know, you can have them come standard, and then if you glaze them, it usually costs a little bit more money. Some people think it's a dated look, but in my space, I actually like how it looks. It gives it a little bit of depth because I have a lot of white in the kitchen. So in order to achieve this, we are going to first prime these blank cabinets. I'm gonna show you a little trick of how I'm gonna add some existing panels to give them some more dimension. We are going to use a chalk paint, and I will link all the products that I'm using below. It's really great for coverage. We'll probably just have to do 1 or 2 coats depending on what the primer looks like. Swedish gray is the color that I think is going to match this. Then I'm going to use a glaze. The product I'm using is Retique, and we're gonna go with a weathered gray look because this has a gray. We're just gonna use a sponge, a chip brush, and we're gonna give it a shot and just see how this goes. The very first thing that I did was remove all the doors off the cabinet. Here's a tip: make sure you label all the doors and which cabinets they go on. Now here is my secret weapon. These panels that I ordered pre-made from Home Depot, and I have linked them below. They come in several different sizes, and I just picked the ones that match these particular doors the best. To attach the panels to the front of the doors, I first used wood glue. Then I came back over with a brad nailer, and I kept this part in because I made a mistake. I got the wrong size nails for my brad nailer. So I was using 18 gauge, but using the wrong type of nail. So make sure you double check that when you are using a brad nailer. Once I got the right nails, we were in business, and these puppies are not coming off. Now, to seal all the seams and the holes, I decided to use Bondo. You could use wood filler, but Bondo will hold up for a lot longer. Bondo is super smelly, so you need to make sure that you're wearing eye protection and a mask when you mix this stuff up. And to be very honest with you, my Bondo skills are still coming about. If you're not familiar, Bondo is a 2-part mixture, so you put on this goo and then you squeeze in a tube, and it makes a super hard finish when you're done. So it will fill just about any hole, any crevice, and it will last a very long time. So once that I had this all mixed up, I went and applied it on top of every single hole where I had put a brad nail, and then along the edges of the actual panel so you couldn't see a seam. This will make it look very custom and built in once we go to paint. So again, I just use applying a putty knife. You could use your finger, anything to get into those small crevices. Again, my Bondo skills are a work in progress. You do want to lightly sand when you're... Then it was time to apply the primer. Here are 2 different ones that you use. I personally like the one that you paint on because I find it a lot smoother, but you could use the spray primer. I've linked both of these primers below. The bin 123 is the absolute go-to for me. Anything will stick to this. Once we had the primer on, it was time to apply my Jolie chalk paint. Again, I think this is the best paint on the market. It gives a very super smooth finish, and here's what the panels look like when I just applied the base paint. But again, I'm trying to make them match what I already had, so that's where the glazing technique is going to come in. To be completely honest with you, this was my first time ever glazing anything, so I had to take a little bit bit of time to get the technique down. At first I tried to paint it on with a chip brush, but I found that to be too streaky and actually too heavy. And the major key here was using a very wet sponge. That is what gave me the finish that I was looking for to match my other cabinets. So you can see here, once I just used that sponge to pull it down, it gave it a little bit of that dimension. And I went back in with my chip brush just to get the crevices. And again, this wet sponge technique is where it is at. So keeping your sponge very wet, dipping it into the glaze, and then coming back down over it. The glaze is very forgiving, so it's a little bit of trial and error. If I felt like it was too heavy, I would just go back over it with a wetter sponge. So again, I think it's just working with your eye to see what you're trying to match or the technique that you need to use to get the desired look. After this part, I applied a polyurethane, which will allow me to clean and wipe down the cabinets over the time. All right, guys, here it is, the big reveal. Let's see how I did, and if you can tell the originals from the dupes. Come on with me. So here is the butler's pantry. Again, a very narrow space. We added some upper cabinets. So which one do you think is which? These are the ones that I duped. And these are ones that we repurposed from our kitchen remodel. We replaced some existing cabinets with a very European looking range hood. I didn't want to just throw these away. Anytime I'm doing a renovation, I want to salvage and repurpose whatever I can. So because I already like the look of these, that's why I wanted to dupe the bottom ones. And I think I got them pretty dang close. Did I match them pretty close or did I not? I think I did a pretty good job. You let me know what you think in the comments. Again, if you are just tuning in, I appreciate you being here. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up with all of my flips, and I'll see you next time.